and welcome to my channel. I'm Mandy Grace, author of 10 young adult novels so far. Welcome to this year's goals, I guess. Hold on, my phone is buzzing. Who's talking to me? Why are you talking to me? That was my writing community. Well, specifically one hedgie in the writing community. Anyway. What am I doing? Filming. Oh, yes. Okay, so it's a new year, and, you know, I usually do a video at the beginning of the year to be like, here's what I plan on doing. At the beginning of 2023, that video was like, here's 7 projects that I'm going to be working on. No. The answer is no. So yes, we're taking things super chill this year. We have 1/maybe 2 writing goals, okay? The only thing that I'm going to be working on this year is rewriting Messiah's book, okay? We're in like chapter 5-ish right now. That's it. That's the whole thing. I'm rewriting the book. I have the first draft that I wrote in 2020. For NaNoWriMo that year. I've reread it this past October in order to prep for NaNoWriMo. You're gonna sense a theme here. Yeah, so I've been rewriting it and sending chapters once a month-ish to my critique partners for the best feedback friend, BFF in the Hedgie House. That's my writing community, if you haven't seen any of my videos before. So yeah, essentially that is it. I'm just going to be rewriting. Right now my goal for January is 1 chapter. Nice and easy, okay? We're going to be rewriting Messiah's book. I'd like to be done with Messiah's book before the end of the year. Honestly, my very ambitious self would like to be through multiple books in the series, because I have 3 first drafts that need rewriting. I'd like to do all of them, but given how last year went, we're going to be very conservative and gracious towards our very exhausted, unmotivated self. So, just working on Messiah's story this year. If I get more, that's amazing, but if not, we're just working on Messiah's story. I didn't say finishing Messiah's story, I said we are working on Messiah's story, okay? And January specifically, we're doing 1 chapter. We're all on board. Okay, the / possibly 2 goals is that in November I will be doing NaNoWriMo. It's physically impossible, I think, for me to not do NaNoWriMo. So, yes, this past NaNoWriMo, which I flopped horribly, I wrote 10,000 words. It was the biggest failure of NaNoWriMo ever, except that, I mean, it is the least amount of words I've ever written for NaNoWriMo. That's a fact. But I think it still did what it was supposed to do, in that it was getting me to write, because I've been in a slump where I've not been very consistently writing, or writing very little amounts, so the enthusiasm of NaNoWriMo did get me to write those 10,000 words, which was great. So I think it was a win, even though it was a loss. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, NaNoWriMo's gonna come around again in November, and so this past year those 10,000 words, I was writing book 4 in the series, the fantasy series that Messiah's story takes place in. So this coming November, I'm going to do that again, but hopefully finish it this time. But that is just a November problem. The rest of the year, we are just working on Messiah's story, which is book 1 in the King Arthur fantasy series. Hi, kitten. Yeah. Outside of my writing, my other humongous goal is that I'm going to be setting up my book coaching business so I can help writers through writing and publishing their books. Specifically self-publishing, because that's what I've done. I don't really have knowledge in the traditional publishing world, but if you plan on traditionally publishing, I can still do the, you know, walking through writing the book, and I can read and do developmental edits on the book, and like there's still things that I can work with you with. I just won't have a lot of knowledge in the traditional publishing world. Anyway, so yes, my plan is to set that up before the spring. I would like to have my doors open possibly somewhere between March and May. so that I can start getting clients to sign up in that period between March and May. I won't start booking the clients until June, but I'm not going to wait till June to let them sign up, if that makes sense. Are we processing the timeline here? Yes, so in the meantime, I need to finish setting up the business. I did a lot of research last year, and I have like the business plan and the steps I need to take, like business license and taxes and who knows what all. So I have that stuff compiled. I just need to actually do the steps. So that is my humongous goal. Starting a business. It's gonna be awesome. And that's basically it. The other goals I have for 2024 would be I am going to be reading this year. So I do want to start up. I didn't do it last year, but prior to that I had like 2 or 3 years of reading a book on either writing craft or just general professional development every single month. It was amazing. I loved it. Last year I fell apart. And we are trying to ease into this year and not make myself fall apart again. But I would really like to get back into doing that. So that's my tentative goal, is to do a professional development book every month. January, I'm starting with finishing the book that I was reading through like all of 2023. So I'm just going to finish that book for January and then start fresh in February. But yes, a book on professional development every month. Also, with reading, I'd like to be reading for pleasure, which was not something I was doing in 2023, which is a problem. So, I've already started. I've been reading Lady Susan, which is a book I've read 100 times before. It's my favorite Jane Austen book. But starting with something small, first of all, itty bitty, but also really familiar and really well loved. Feels like a good way to ease back into reading for pleasure, because then it's not like, you know, I'm picking up a 1,000-page fantasy book and trying to like hunker through it, you know. It's like this is easy, and then I'll be back in the habit. So far, it's the 3rd today. What did I throw? I don't know. So far, that noise was very concerning. Did I knock something down? I don't even know. Oh, it's the matches from my candles. We'll get that in a second. So far, I've read on the 1st and I read on the 2nd. So, as long as I read a little today, we are on track to, like, do the reading thing. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's it for my goals. To recap, working on Mosiah's story carefully, easily, so that we're not overwhelming and not too much pressure, okay? So starting in January, 1 chapter this month. If I get more, amazing. But yes, that's the whole year. That's what we're doing. Like a chapter a month. That'll be fine. And then in November, possibly doing book 4 of the King Arthur Fantasy series. And then reading-wise, we are trying to read our professional development every month. And then definitely reading for pleasure. And then starting a book coaching business. So there you go. That's all the things. Also, I'd like to like not forget that I have a YouTube channel, because at the end of the year, I think did I have 2 videos in December? It's fine. It's a new year. It's totally fine. Probably. Is it fine? I don't know. Thanks for being here. I never do outro thingies, but I'm going to try to do an outro thingy, so bear with the awkwardness. But if you are interested in reading any of the books that I have published, I have 7 books in a retelling of Robin Hood, which is so much fun. And then I have my dystopian trilogy, which is exciting. Currently writing a King Arthur fantasy retelling situation. I'm gonna need to work on that pitch. Yeah. Links are in the description, so whoop-de-doo. Also, I send a newsletter once a month. Not really on the 15th like it's supposed to be, but definitely once a month. With, you know, writing updates and things. Sometimes there's extra goodies for newsletter people that other people don't get. Not often, because I'm very unmotivated, but sometimes, yeah, you know, do the like and subscribe thing. I don't know. Listen, outros are awkward and weird, but I feel like I'm supposed to do call to action, so there you go. That's what you got.